Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's Kimberly. You guys are amazing. I cannot thank you enough for all of the love and support since I made my little announcement. You guys have donated, you've sent me love and emails and healing methodologies and offers to heal and send, healing vibes and love and thoughts, and you guys are amazing, and the donations have been so generous. You guys, that helps me so much. Takes takes pressure off of the unknowns of the future, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I will get around to replying to each of you individually. I've been trying to do it as best as I can, but I haven't got there yet. So please know that I'm acknowledging each and every one of you, and just you guys are amazing, and thank you. So all right, so those of you that don't know, I had announced that I am going through a challenge with cancer, and there's a donate button up on my website. I'm still taking sessions, but I'm going to really pull back on my schedule, so that's why I'm I'm needing to take time to heal and all of that. So I have a very reduced schedule for the next few months, and just see how everything goes. And in the meantime, if you'd like to offer your support in any way, just reach out, let me know, or go to the website. Or like I said, if you're still wanting to book sessions and stuff, you can do that. There's just limited hours. So you can go to spiritualmaterialgirl.com. Okay. So feeling good today. I am feeling great, actually. You guys are amazing, and all of that energy uplifted me. So it's early morning. I'm a little raspy as usual. We're going to do the Ascended Master series along with the Twin Flame reading. I really wanted to do it this morning, and then I was like, no, I don't have time. I've got to. And I'll tell you, they were pulling at me. So I couldn't not make the video this morning. So I am going to shuffle the cards. So what we'll start off with, as per usual, is we'll do some automatic writing, and then we'll do a card spread for anyone along the ascension journey. I will highlight twin flames as well. And so I'll start with some overarching themes. Like, this is both a weekly update and an Ascended Masters, messages from the Masters. So I'm not sure what the Masters have to say to us, but I know something is up with past life healing. A lot of people are feeling pulled to heal their past lives, or heal through the experience of remembering their past lives. And there's a lot of past life karma that is being resolved right now. A lot. Oh boy, here come the goosebumps and the hair standing up on end. So this is for, I'd say, like 70-80% of the collective on like this awakening journey right now. We're on the twin flame journey. I'd say 70-80% are having a massive past life. There's something going on with past lives in each of your lives. So it could be that, like, I've had clients that are pulling in, that are having the past life sort of affinities, the deja vu, the dreams, the intrigue towards certain like era or period or something, and that's because they have someone new coming in for them, like a divine life partner, or maybe it's their true twin flame. Or that's when you get that feeling, could be a soulmate, when you get that feeling like all of a sudden you're intrigued by a certain era, a certain place, and you're like, where did that come from? I was never intrigued by it before. That's telling you that you're probably, like, in my experience with working with people and in my own personal experience, it means someone's coming in for you from that era, from like where you have shared that lifetime together, and there's some sort of like a unresolved, there's something that needs to be cleared or healed, and or it could be that you're resolving the karma. And so that could mean, like, say if you were torn apart in lifetimes before, you will now create a like long-lasting committed relationship that stays together. or maybe there's tragedy and this time there'll be happiness. So that's pretty much what's happening when you feel that. It could be some other things, but usually it's that when you have that sudden affinity for a certain place and time, like where you haven't had it your whole life and then all of a sudden you have it, that's usually someone coming in from like that time that you're building up a recognition for. We can have those flashes of our past lives too. Like, well, I guess it's not so much an affinity, but it's more like where you get the flashes in your waking consciousness, or like it could be in your dream state when there's stuff coming up just to be healed. So if it's pulling at you in any way, if like you feel that there's stuff that needs to be healed, please don't resist going in to have a regression session or investigating that a little bit to see if it would be right for you. I do the regressions and they're amazing. Like, it is absolutely incredible to witness all of the healing that comes from it. They're not scary at all. They're super, super safe and extremely, extremely healing. So much can be cleared and healed just through going into the regression, into the memories. There's always powerful insights that you bring forward into this life. And it truly is almost like instant healing. It's instant. So if you've been resisting it, or you've been thinking about it and then you've like resisted it or doubted it or said like, oh, I'll do that someday, like it might be the time if you have any of these pulls. So it could just be a feeling that you're healing past life karma with someone, or in some situation, or in many situations, and this might be just a good time to explore it. It could just be a curiosity that you have around past lives or past life. Whenever you have any of these things that I just mentioned, any of them, it's time to do the regressions. If you don't work with me, please find someone in your area or find someone online that you trust that is a good practitioner that can help you access these memories, okay? All right, so we will pull from the past life deck today because of that, in lieu of that. Let's first go to the Ascended Masters. I was trying to work with the Archangels to call in Mother Mary, and I feel like she's here. I feel like she's been here, but it's been like a real subtle energy, so usually I feel her more powerfully. So I'm just going to take a moment and just like meditate for a second. So you can close your eyes with me, and we can just kind of sit with the intention of her, calling her in. Okay, so she's saying so many, she's here with us. She said this, so many to heal. I think she's talking about, she's talking about, you know, I feel like because I just shared my, my journey a little bit, she's saying so many to heal. I feel like so many need healing. What is she saying? Okay. So I have been seeing the bodice symbol, like the divine feminine symbol, the Venus, everywhere. Yesterday I went for a hike and I found a rock that was like exactly the shape. It almost had like the breast sort of like indication, like it looked like that. But you know, we see the divine feminine shape with the arm, or the Venus shape with the arms overhead. So this is, she's talking about the divine feminine, healing. It's not just, she's saying it's not just an energy anymore. There's a healing taking place. There's a healing taking place around sexual trauma, male, female imbalances, like the roles, polarities, chakra imbalance. Okay, so sexual trauma, male, female imbalances, chakra imbalance. In this sort of where there's a role confusion or there's the imbalance of the polarities, well, definitely the imbalance of the polarities coming from our core stuff, core wounds, core fears, core beliefs. Okay, if you guys don't know, I have online courses on Vibe Up, vibup.com. You can just go to Spiritual Material Girl and click on online courses. If you join Vibe Up, you'll get access to all the courses. And one of the courses we talk in depth about balancing the polarities, but we do it after you go through all of the core fear healing, core wounding. I mean, it's so important to do that first. You cannot bring your polarities into balance with active lines of fear still in you, whether that be subconscious or even conscious. So I feel like she's saying so many to heal, and there's a lot coming through. She's saying like the mothering energy is healing, like this sort of mothering energy, this feeling of the mother, there's almost like a blanket of energy that I feel like she's casting. Wow, I have goosebumps. I actually feel like I want to cry. She's blanketing the collective with like a mothering, nurturing energy, and she is helping to pull us up with this. You can imagine it like a canopy of energy. Turn this so you guys can see. So it's like a canopy of energy. She's like blanketing it with this like warm, nurturing energy. And I'm gonna fix the camera for a moment. Sorry, I just want you guys to be able to see. And see, she just fell over. My little blue angel here. Okay, so it's almost like this warm energy right here. It's this mothering, it's nurturing, we're being called to heal these things. And this is probably why, and it makes a lot of sense to me, why the past life stuff is coming up too. Because it's also around like love and, abandonment or could be like I feel like with the chakras, it's like everything. It's all of the chakra systems. It's all of the energy points that we have, that where we're clearing out, we're getting reconnected to the root, we're clearing out the traumas in the sacral area and getting back into our divine feminine creative energy, releasing guilt, releasing fear, coming into our power centers, which would be right here, and then able to open the heart and open the throat chakra and open that and clear it, expand it, expand the heart chakra, expand the throat chakra. This is how she's doing it for us, though. She's giving us this mothering, nurturing energy, and it might be so subtle. Some of you might feel it, but some of you might not be aware that you're receiving it. But what it's doing is, because you kind of feel it, it's kind of like, okay, imagine this. You've never been hugged in your entire life, ever. And all of a sudden, somebody gives you a hug. And you're like, wow, that felt so good. What was that? It's like that. It's like she's sprinkling that energy onto us. And then it's basically like a catalyst to make us want to heal the pieces of ourselves that are out of that divine feminine balance, that are holding toxicities, that are holding traumas, that are imbalanced in our masculine sides, that are keeping love out, that are, a lot of people are learning how to receive right now. That's a huge one. I know I am. Hello, but I see it happening across the board with my clients too. It's been like a theme, and it's been a huge theme in the past few weeks, is learning how to receive. And I feel like everyone is just like softening. Like there's a softening. And there is no doubt in my mind that there is anger from past lives coming up for a lot of people. And I already know. I have goosebumps. I already know that. Not all of you, but some of you are going to resonate when I say that. So it's like releasing that so that we can come into, and any hurts from this life, so that we can come into peace and stillness and openness and love. Let's see what else she has to say. I'm going to take a sip of green juice, you guys. This is my morning protocol in case anyone wants to know. There's I've done quite a bit of supplements already, CBD oil, and this juice is filled with greens, amazing ingredients, and there's some supplements in here as well. For immunity and for, anything that is poisoning or detoxifying my body is going to get wiped out with this. So okay, I have, you guys, I have no clue. It's like sometimes I get the messages and I'm like, okay, I can read right into it because it just opens. I have to sit with this. I don't know what what they're trying to tell us exactly. So what came through was all saints. It was saints. And then they were like, no, all saints. And then I saw, it was almost like as they were saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there were little pictures of the saints' faces. I don't know what 9 is. I don't know much about the saints, to be honest. Biblical or otherwise, I don't know. But then she clumped them together. So to me, it seems like I felt like immediately these were collective groups. Like there's 3 groups in the collective. And that each group has 3 saints like reigning over it is what it feels. For specific purposes and specific, like they're helping us do certain things and accomplish certain tasks to break through in our awakening and like to elevate and raise in our consciousness. I feel like she's appointed them in this way. So they didn't say archangels, they said saints. So if any of you are called towards any saints at this time, like look them up, find out what they mean, find out why they're working with you and like what it means for you. Because I have a feeling it's a big influence on us right now. We might not know that. You might start seeing a particular saint's name and look up what that saint did. What was their purpose? What was their mission? Like what was their overall life purpose. Like what is their message? What are they trying to tell you? Because they're, like I said, they're ruling over the three groups. And I don't feel like this is uneven in any way. I just feel like each group in the collective is working on different things, different aspects of their evolution, their soul's evolution. So different saints are coming in to help the different groups with this. And this could even apply, like, you know how we talk about the waves and with twin flames? This feels, I don't want to like make an assumption, but it feels similar intuitively to the different waves of twin flames, or maybe there's different just like subgroups of the collective right now. So pay attention to the saints, okay? That's huge. And we may even get some of the saints coming through those who like our ascended masters and so forth, might come through the ascension deck. But yeah, that's really interesting. So let's go to, before we do our full card spread with the tarot deck, let's go to the cards and just kind of see what comes through in the, we'll do the higher messages first from the archangels, the ascended masters, and we'll use the ascension deck as well. I have to shuffle a little bit, you guys, so we'll just kind of chat while yeah, I think I'll get more clarity on that. You guys might even get more clarity on it just, watching the video. I feel like I'm going to get more clarity after I turn off the camera, which is weird. If I do, check the notes below this video, because if I do, I'll write out what I get. Okay. So this is why this is popping up. Spiritual understanding. I'm saying I don't really understand, and they're saying, Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I love that. That could be anything from Merkaba. It could be the divine feminine esoteric sort of symbol. It could be just this sort of this organization chart that we just, I feel like we just looked at a flow chart. Like it's like a flow chart coming down from Mother Mary. That's how we're being assisted right now in the collective. So that's interesting. All right, so we're going to keep shuffling. So thank you guys who joined the free Twin Flame call last night. It was really great, and I appreciate you guys sharing, participating. If you missed it, don't forget to get on my email list so you can get in on the next one, which will be in July. I think it's July 24th. All right, so we're being reminded that everything is in divine order. Coming up in reverse. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Yeah. There's a lot of helpers. Like, I feel like at this time we're having a lot of assistance from the hierarchy of, like I said, angels, saints, ascended masters. Not that we're not always, but it's almost like the way they're showing it to me. I'll draw it. I should put this in reverse. Okay, I'll draw it. Like, okay, so normally, like, those that I was just speaking of, they're up here, and we're all down here. So archangels, ascended masters, saints, whatever. Okay, so they're putting their rays down to help us. But like what they're showing me is like they're right here right now. Their energy is so, it's like they're coming down, coming in for us to, they're helping us in a huge way evolve. So if you ever feel alone on the journey, like at this time, if you're feeling alone, you're feeling like you have so many divine helpers around you. And a lot of these energies are coming, like physically coming into the planet so that they can help us and so that we can feel this energy, feel the uplifting. I also feel like I said, like Mother Mary's like scattering that energy. So some of the higher ascended masters are, scattering energy, but some of the like archangel, like I feel like they're coming down, almost like making visits. I can't explain it. It's almost like they're making visits, and it's very powerful. I feel like a lot of you are being touched by it, and some of you are being touched by it, and you don't realize it. It's like it's coming to you personally, and you don't realize it. So really pay attention to that. Like there might be a particular archangel or saint or ascended master that's really working closely with you, that if you lean on, develop a language with, you'll be able to. So here's Jesus. So it is that there's such a Christ consciousness spark right now. Like they're helping us. Like these higher beings are helping us come into this oneness, come into this consciousness. And like I said, it's like opening our hearts, opening, receiving, clearing out the traumas, and feeling the connectedness with all, and feeling how one we are with all. It's more compassion, it's more kindness, it's more nurturing, it's more allowance, it's more tolerance. We're going to see this happen more and more and more and more. Will there still be dark forces on the planet? Of course. But the light is going to rise up so much over the next year or two, like the next 2 years, I'd say. I have goosebumps, but we'll even see a huge shift. We're feeling it. We're going to see a huge shift in, they're saying November of this year, and then into 2020 and all the way to 2022. There's going to be major, that's how they're showing it to me, next 2 years, major shift into Christ consciousness. So it's a reminder for you too, if you're holding yourself separate from others, I think this is a great time to heal the projections, the way that we judge, understand where that's coming from within you, in your wounding or programming. We've been working on that in our summer camp this week. Okay, drink more water. So I feel like this always comes up when we are doing that work. We're doing so much up-leveling, and some of you might have headaches. Some of you might just need to calibrate to the vibration of unconditional love, which is water. And I think the message too is like, take heed to purify, cleanse your water, and infuse it with good vibrations, because sometimes we drink water in a rush out of the tap, not high vibrational water. We infuse it with, give it time. Like what they're showing me is put a glass of water in the sun. It's almost like charging your water, which is weird. They're saying charge your water. Like, you know how you charge your crystals? Charge your water. Okay, let's see from the Ascension deck. My cats are like starting to go crazy. They're crying. I don't know if you heard Stella. She's like, play with me, mommy, play with me. The Intergalactic Council. and Marco. And, oh my goodness. And they're both 11s, 47 and 29. Okay. So the Intergalactic Council of 12 great masters makes decisions for the highest good of this universe. The council includes Marco, hello, Hilarion, Jesus, Ashtar, Cthulhu, El Moria, Paul the Venetian, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada, Serapis Bey, and Lord Maitreya. So we've seen this card. We saw this card like maybe 3-4 weeks ago. Saying or thinking their names raises your frequency. So there might be a particular one who's part of the Intergalactic Council that's working with you at this time. Hello, Jesus. Hello, Marco. So I'll read those names again and just see if there's anyone who kind of resonates for you or that maybe you've been seeing. It's Marco, Hilarion, Jesus, Ashtar, Cthulhu, El Moria, Paul the Venetian, Saint Germain, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada, Serapis Bey, and Lord Maitreya. So recognize that you are a multidimensional being, connect with your deepest wisdom, and focus on the well-being of the universe. And I feel like the well-being of yourself as well. That's going to create the well-being of the universe. Your guidance is to ask Universal Angel Butjalil to take you to the Intergalactic Council in meditation or sleep and offer to serve the universe. This will greatly expand your consciousness. So I feel like they're talking about service, mission, and it could be as you heal yourself, you heal others. It could be as you heal yourself, you give back or transmute the energy so that you can serve others. Marco, his message is, so Master Marco represents the highest galactic confederation of our solar system, the capital of which is on Saturn. He liaises with Commander Ashtar of the Intergalactic Fleet to bring us the wisdom and knowledge held by stellar cultures. He also assists Hilarion on the fifth ray of technology, science, and knowledge to enable people to expand their higher mental abilities and develop spiritual technology for the future. Your guidance is to open your mind to communications and connections from other star systems and universes, and ask Marco to assist and protect you. I really got the overwhelming message, like some of you are developing new technology for our evolution as a race, as the human race, and there's new ways that you're communicating your own message and vibrating your own message that you can actually ask for help with, and they'll help you develop it even further. So I know this might seem like a little far out for some of you, but calling on or setting the intention to visit the Intergalactic Council can be huge, because then you'll probably get insight onto which of these masters is working with you more closely, what the purpose is. Maybe set the intention before you go to sleep at night, and that feels right to me. Like, set the intention of being visited. You could do meditation, you could do all sorts of things. So bottom of the deck for these decks are, how many times do we see this card, the moon cycles? And I feel like we keep seeing it over and over and over again, because we are freeing ourselves from these synchronizing with the moon cycles. We can work with the moon cycles in a huge way. The moon is amazing, but we don't need to sync up our bodies to the moons. We need to charge our bodies with the solar energy at this time, and I feel like this is another reminder of that. It's probably why they're showing me charging the water in the sun. Okay. And then bottom of the Ascended Masters deck is the Power of Joy. So this is Maitreya, who we just mentioned in the Intergalactic Council. This is about like raising the vibration, celebrating, coming into the joy, our passions. But I feel like as you do that, you raise the roof, like you raise the vibration on the planet, like you're raising everyone up. So, and you're able to share your light more, like the higher your vibration, the steadier your vibration, the more you can share your light. Bottom of the Ascension deck is Pallas Athena. So this is about resolving conflict, and this could be like that anger that I was talking about, like whether it's past life stuff that you're feeling or it's the whatever's recreated in this lifetime. I feel like she's reminding you to look into the truth of your soul and heal it from within you. It's never about the other person. It's about healing yourself so that you can release this feeling of anger is always powerlessness. So anywhere there's been conflict or misunderstanding, or maybe you're looking for closure or an apology or something, like give that to yourself by resolving it from within. I've been hearing that a lot lately. All right, so we're going to move on, and I'm just going to do a real simple tarot spread. And then we'll pull some clarifiers. And this is more towards, this half of the reading is going to be more towards twin flames specifically. Whoa. Okay. Just had a whole bunch fall out, so I'm going to just put them back in. They'll come out again. Don't worry about it. They'll come out again. If they're the ones that want to come out, they're going to come right out again. Okay, so we have Page of Cups. So Page of Cups is like, I feel like the Divine Masculine is maturing. And there's still fear there, is what they're saying. He's still afraid to let go of all of the ego, but he's working on it. I get that very much. He's working on it. There's a new sense of what really matters coming through. That I got loud and clear. I got that message last night. I feel like the Divine Masculine, like, because the ego has been so well assembled, and not that ego is bad, it's just it's kept the truth out for the masculine, and it's kept him in cycles of fear. And this feels like overcoming a block around taking a risk. Definitely. It feels like overcoming a block about taking a risk that the masculine is working on overcoming. So that means he's going to be taking a risk. He's getting through this block. This could be leaving a karmic relationship. This could be a risk in business or work. It could be seeking out his beloved. It could be any of that. It just feels like there's a risk that he's going to be willing to take that he wasn't before. And I just get like it's a spiritual maturation as well as like physical, like in 3D maturity. That's like, it's in process. He's not all the way there yet. But like I said, I was definitely getting the message, like things that have been keeping the masculine stuck are going to start to shift, and like the truth of his soul will come through more clearly as pertaining to what really matters. That's the phrase that I keep getting, what really matters. Before, he wasn't so focused on what really matters because he was more focused on himself. This is like selfish energy. So that selfish energy is starting to dissolve. Okay? And I feel like for many, we'll see an even greater evolution with this over the next few months. Okay, here's the Fool. So this is where, this is, again, I feel like this is divine masculine. I feel like this is where he's coming in to clear the fear, the taintedness, any programming or whatever, to start in a new way so that he can take the risk. He almost needs that naivety and that childlike enthusiasm to drive him into the risk. Otherwise, he won't take it. The fear will stop him. So I do get that that's what he's doing. Like, he's almost blank slating it. So this is going to evoke an energy from the masculine that we have not seen. We've seen masculine in fear templates, in sort of selfish, egoic cycles. This feels like he's stepping out of this. You see? He's stepping out of this and into a new direction that is more towards his truth, and where there's a risk that he's taking that feels more in line with the truth of his soul. And again, it's just been blocked for many years, it feels like, by fear and programming. Some of these cards flipped over, so. Okay, so this is also like, the Six of Wands is like, he's moving out of the selfishness. You can see this here. He's moving out of it. He's wanting to move forward. And I do feel like the risk could be, like I said, leaving a karmic partnership. It could be in business. I feel like once he takes that leap, he's going to find his beloved, his truth in love, in partnership, in life, in what really matters. So the Hermit card just came out, and see, this is an evolution that he's going through. Okay, so we've got the Emperor, the Hermit, and the Hierophant. So this is him following the spiritual guidance. He's going towards the guidance that he's receiving. Like, I almost see this like this. Like, this is, he's listening to the higher guidance. And this is after a period of going within and healing himself, maturing at a deeper level. It gets him kind of unstuck from the selfish cycles. And he's thinking in a bigger way. And I feel like that's going to open him up to take risks and really come into his own divine wisdom. His own... See, the Emperor card here is like where he's coming into his establishment. And in order to do that, he's having to like step into his divine masculine power, take the risk, be the man, live his truth, even claim his divine feminine aspects for his own, but take action. I feel him taking action. I feel him taking a stand and like getting an establishment that he wasn't able to have before, whether that be monetary, with home, family. There's a lot of masculine who said, like, I don't want kids that want some now. Or I don't want to get married, and they're going to want to now. This is part of that maturity. What really matters, right? Like, they're realizing that. This could also be that there's a helper, someone that's more mature, someone that's more, feels like steadfast and more stable, that could be helping him with with a risk that he's taking or some leap that he's making. Good influence, positive influence, could just be like a positive friend that's helping him step into his truth. Someone that's a little wiser, a little older. Okay, I didn't intend to just pull from masculine, but I guess we'll do masculine and feminine. So we have the King of Wands, So I think in the future here, like the masculine is going to be, yeah. Hold on one second. So I think he's going to be looking at how far he's come. And he's going to be feeling, he's going to have some hindsight, I feel like, by the end of this year for many. And he's going to look back and go, wow, I've come a long way. I think that there's certain things that could potentially throw him off of this completion of this evolution. It could be the reintroduction of like this impulsivity, like where he wants it now and he wants it faster, and like this could also be like aggressive masculine energy that isn't serving him. So he's either going to learn how to shed this, or it's going to come up again so that he learns how to release that. I feel like this too is kind of like so many options. But again, there's a sense of when I choose, the message that I'm getting is when I choose, I don't know how to say it correctly, like the way they're showing it to me. When I choose there's this sense of, wow, look what I did, look what I'm doing. And before, I think it was just like, wow, I have so many options, I don't know what to do. I'm going to stay non-committal, I'm going to stay I'm going to stay in my more selfish energy. I do feel like there's positive openings, opportunities and stuff for him, but I feel like this energy is more about him getting focused on the real stuff that he wants, the real, like what really matters. And when he does, it doesn't become like this buffet of like, oh, well, I want to try that and I want to travel and I can't commit and I don't want to have kids and I don't want to. It feels like there's more of a like, no, I'm going to set my eyes on what I want. I'm going to create it, and then I'm going to like build the life. And he's going to start to feel proud of himself for doing that. So there's temptations for sure. There's definitely temptations. There's a temptation for him to go back into false masculine templates. There's a temptation to want to stay free and single or whatever that is. But I feel overall the masculine chooses to, he really starts to feel proud of himself for the establishment, for the recognizing what really matters, and that is going to win. That's going to win out. That's going to take hold. That's going to definitely take hold for many. Not saying those patterns, those like selfish patterns might not still be in there, because they might still be, but he's shedding so much of it, and I feel like the other side wins out. So, all right, for the feminine, we have the High Priestess. And in reverse, this is about her coming into her, this is about really going into the higher guidance, coming into her gifts, like her intuitive gifts. Some of you just need to dedicate time to permitting yourself to play with your gifts. I'm talking about automatic writing, channeling your twin, playing with tarot cards, oracle cards, mediumship, just playing with it. And then you can always seek out a mentor or a class or something if you need more training and stuff, but just giving yourself permission to play with it is part of you it's going to be that portal, that opening that helps you step further into your gifts. I talk with people all day long that are standing on the outskirts of these gifts. They know they have them, but they're not developing them. You have to learn how to develop them. And it's so important that you develop them, because when you do, you get more rooted, more anchored in your power center, more into a state of trust. And you can rely on your own senses to make decisions, for discernment, as well as to help others. Okay, we have the Two of Cups, and I saw that several times. I knew that was going to come out. Two of Cups in reverse. This is having faith in your unions, I feel, and the coming together in the renewal of certain... This is also about certain karmic relationships going through a healing right now. Like you might have past relationships surface just to heal the karma. There's a huge karmic healing taking place, and I do feel like there might be like a new friendship that comes from it, or like a relationship that maybe hurt you in the past gets healed. It could be a new beginning with the twin flame, a new understanding, a new way of coming into a relationship, showing up for a relationship. That's happening for the feminine, for sure. Okay, so all these cards in reverse for the feminine. So Four of Pentacles. So this is that fear, I feel like, around money still, abundance. And I've had a few talks with clients this week around this. Holding on too tightly. And part of this is just a reminder, like, let yourself have fun, feminine. Make sure you're investing in yourself and the things that bring you pleasure. Because as you do that, you're going to signal to the universe that you're ready to receive more, and more can illuminate for you. But when you hold back, you restrict yourself, you hold on to your wallets, and I'm not saying be irresponsible, I'm saying allocate energy and investment into yourself. Have more fun, follow your passions as much as you can. This is that fear of, oh no, I'm going to lose everything. This might be something coming up from a past life with some of you. This might be insecurity around money or lack. This could be the shedding of the old programming from our parents who made us feel like money doesn't grow on trees. How many people heard that? Or where the programming taught us to be safe, secure, and you got to have your security, and you've got to do this type of job, and you've got to do... And I think some of you are also getting ready to take some risks as well, not just the masculine, but the feminine too. And in order to do that, you've got to break down these monetary blocks, which are stemming from could be past life karma, like I said. It could also be, which feels like the fear of losing everything. And then it could also be this life stuff, from childhood, from programming around lack and around a false sense of security. So remember, the safety, security is within you, and the more you come into your gifts, the more you're going to trust, the more you're going to be able to manifest, become a more amazing manifester. So they're telling me after this shuffle, to go to another deck for the feminine. So we have the World. See, this is where I feel like things open up as you release the fears that hold you back. Everything opens up, especially when you listen to the higher guidance. This is also about your connectedness, to all. And I feel like it's a new way of seeing things almost. It's like the feminine's having they're saying a new sight line. And it's a bigger picture, it's more expansive. It's the trusting in the divine guidance, it's the seeing how we're all connected. And that's a result of letting go of these fear blocks and these lack blocks. It's bringing in the reconnections, the healing of the karma. So they said leave this deck now and go, I feel like, to the past life deck. Okay, so they're showing us Asia. So this could be, like, I know right now I am 100% in my healing, so drawn to like Indian and Sanskrit meditations. Could be like Buddhist philosophies that are calling to you right now. This is going to help you also. I feel some of you might need different teachers or philosophies to help you break the old paradigms. Because I think we see a lot of affirmations, we see a lot of sayings, we see a lot of things that circulate in our society. But actually, like, delving into philosophical aspects of maybe Asian or Buddhist, Hindu, could be anything that feels connected to Asia. These philosophies, as you read them, as you study them, may help you shift perspective. And I feel like that's really, I mean, there might be some of you that are planning a trip to Asia too, and that you'll find more enlightenment through that in terms of helping you release. So this is really interesting because I want to point something out. Do you see this symbol? It's in two places coming up. This is like the serpentine around the healing. And I feel like there's a deep emotional healing that's helping us heal the chakras. It's helping us balance the chakras. And some of this is like forgiveness. It's like the tying up the karma. It's the making amends. It's coming anew, finding a new understanding. Each time we do that, each time we have that karmic healing, it gives way to improved health. It's also saying that you might need to pay attention to your health at this time because so much is coming up, because so much has come up for the past 6 months under the surface. It's time to integrate your physical body with all of the purging and emotional healing you've been doing. Energy work, I can't highlight it enough right now. I know that's what I'm going through, but I'm not putting my stuff on you. I feel like truly it's up for the collective to focus on the physical integration, the clearing and balancing of the chakras, the healing our bodies to complement all of this emotional work we've done. And now, look at this. I went right back to the tarot deck. I wasn't even realizing. This is putting a burden down. This feels like a healing coming through relationships. This could be your twin flame connection. It could be several connections. Could be familial. I also get familial healing is taking place. This is as you come into your truth and you let the hurts of the past go, it opens up to miraculous healing. Relationships being healed in ways that you didn't expect, really, in ways that you didn't expect. So the bottom of this deck is the angels. And so, again, remember I said the angel, you have a lot of divine helpers around you right now helping you accomplish everything. Helping you accomplish your goals, helping you heal and up-level. Okay, so we're getting revision from the Sacred Earth Oracle deck, and it's coming up in reverse. So there's a plan that's being revisited. This feels like these are contracts that are being revisited. This could be that someone's coming back from your past. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a twin flame. It could be like a karmic relationship that's coming back to heal and be the nature of the contract is being revised, or it could be setting up or revising an old contract and setting a new contract with like a twin flame. There's a revision of soul contracts going on, which is huge, which means you've allowed old contracts to die, or maybe you've not understood why they've closed, but I feel like there's like revising them now, and that does mean that there's reunions. Could mean that you're like dissolving anger and making up with someone. Could be someone's coming in from the past. Could be healing of familial relationships. Trust in the revising of these contracts and like the new definitions that come through, the new understanding that comes through. You know, sometimes we want to just make things as we want them, but I think the universe is showing us, and both of your higher selves, whoever's involved in these relationships, like, you're being shown what the new understanding is. So trust it. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Don't try to make it what you want. Allow it to take shape. All right. Bottom of this deck is unity. So that's, again, that the healing of these relationships is creating unity consciousness. It's helping us open our hearts to love. And it feels like relationships are healing on all levels. Karmic, past lives, familial, huge healing, huge revision of contracts too. New contracts being established with maybe the same players in our lives. This could also be, I want to say something else. This could also be like a plan that you had, something that you were planning, something that you had your mind set on a certain thing or a certain path, and it's being revised right now. And this could be because of these shifting contracts, but also because you're not in control. You're in control of connecting with your higher self. I think that when life serves you up, or universe serves you up, changes and shifts that urge you into like a revision of a plan, like I said, we tend to resist it. We tend to be like, what? That's not how I thought it was going to work out. But they're saying, go with it. Go with the flow. How do you guys think I feel, right? Like, I've had so many plans for myself, and they're all sort of, it's all being, the way I was seeing things, because this illness is like, come to the surface, the way I was seeing things, now it's like, it's totally shifting my perspective on how I'll move forward. And yeah, it is shifting things. The plan is being revised, for sure. And then one last pull from the, dropping cards. Okay, from the crystals deck, they just showed me to pull from this deck. I know these readings are slower, so thanks to you guys for bearing, who've watched this to the end, and you're bearing with us. Okay, hematite, which came up last time, and I've been getting that. I just bought some hematite myself. And then the soul connection crystal, which is for the lovers. So I feel like we are working on grounding, but this hematite's also for our healing, our physical healing. We're grounding into our physical bodies in a new way. And that might be why illness is surfacing for some, or imbalances. But I do believe that as you clear and shift, purge and shift, you have a potential to ground into your physical body in a new way. And it's so important that it's with more self-care, more mind, body, soul, spirit connection. This is also about grounding into earthly energies, or into Gaia, when we are doing our higher spiritual stuff. And it's about that balance between the 3D and the higher realms. And this is soul connection is like lovers. This is lovers reunited, I feel. And again, I'm getting goosebumps. It feels like there's some sort of a reunion coming, with either to heal past karmics, or to reunite with the twin flame for a new understanding, revision of soul contracts. So it's very poignant. The bottom of this deck is, it's tanzanite, which is clarity. So it's a little bit blocked, so we've got the reversal, and it's coming though. It's going to come more after the eclipses. Remember I told you guys, and I've put in the forecast and everything, you're going to have, my most recent forecast said, a lot of twin flames, the majority of twin flames are really going to know the purpose of their connections by August. You're going to have much more clarity. You'll be seeking out readers less. You're going to have much more clarity from within. on what the purpose and contract of your connection is. And so that